Manchester Art Gallery has a very large collection of costume and textiles, one of the largest in the country, which dates back really 100 years now. And it's a collection which has always been famous for being, if you like, middling. We've collected the sort of clothing that the other big collections like the V&A and Bath steer clear of, which is the sort of material, if you like, that you and I would have worn going back 300 years, not pieces by designers and couturiers. This is great, and it makes it a very unique collection, or a unique collection, but it did mean that over the last few decades, certainly, students have not necessarily found everything that they want to find when they come to research the collection.
What was different about this was the fact that it was kind of couture costume. So it's been really nice to use pieces created by designers where kind of people recognise the name often of the designer for a start.
Fashion is a really amazing tool for kind of engaging people. It can be quite accessible. People can respond to it in very different ways. It can really divide opinion. And I think there's a lot of potential to use fashion as a tool to kind of invite some conversations and people to respond in very different ways, but it can be really interesting, and that's what we really explored with the learning and engagement activities that we delivered. One of the really great activities that we did was we did a 3-day drawing workshop, which was around the Collecting Cultures pieces. We had students from Manchester Fashion Institute, MMU and the art school, and they came and did these really intense sort of drawing sessions. It was a great opportunity where they could get really up close to these really incredible high-end pieces and really start to explore their own ways of expressing things through drawing, whether it be proportion, how they capture fabric, the way it folds.
And a bit of a different kind of approach was we worked with the Trans Vegas Festival with Trans Creative, partnership with that organisation.
So it was really great to be involved in a Trans Vegas event that was led by EJ Scott, who is a dress historian. And we spoke to EJ and he was really keen to have some costume to animate his talk. So I worked with conservation and we were able to, on the night, have some tables set out with some of the pieces. So one of the events that we did was with a local group that we've worked with for many years now. It's a link group of South Manchester residents who are from Rusholme, Fallowfield and Moss Side. We took the group to the Nordic Craft and Design exhibition where the Balmain dress is on display with loads of fabrics that we'd actually bought to use in the life drawing, the garment drawing sessions that had been inspired by some of the fabrics in Collecting Cultures acquisitions. And we invited everyone to kind of work in teams and to just dress us up and kind of experiment with the fabric.
The Andy Warhol super dress, which is a paper dress which uses a print from the Campbell's soup tins, like as Andy Warhol would have used. One of our curators gave a really interesting talk about other paper dresses and the history of the kind of paper dress, how they were collected coupons.
I've really enjoyed working with the Collecting Cultures collection because it's something that I've never really used. I've used a lot of visual art before and a bit of film, but I've not really worked with the fashion collection, and I've just been really excited by possibilities, and it's kind of changed the way that I've thought about using fashion and textiles in the workshops that I plan for families here at the gallery. And we've created some dressing up clothes in there that are they're like tubes and ruffles, so they're really quite open-ended in how you can wear them. We've done lots of projects with early years children about how they respond to materials in the gallery.
So I think people of Manchester would be very interested in fashion, and actually we already know this because we had an exhibition called Cotton Couture, and obviously Manchester is known for its cotton industry, and the response to that exhibition was immense.
Manchester has a lot of creative energy on the streets in all sorts of directions, particularly music and media, but also in its textile industries. So I think it was very much, and of course we have a huge number of fashion students at the universities. So it was really as inspiration, I think, for Manchester residents as well as further afield, and to be able to display them in provocative contexts that would mean that we would maybe include them with, say, decorative arts and certainly with fine art.
So we're really excited now that we're going to be opening a fashion gallery at Manchester Art Gallery. Historically, we've shown fashion in interventions around the gallery and in temporary exhibitions at Manchester Art Gallery, and before that, obviously, it was at the Platt Hall Gallery of Costume. The great opportunity we have now is that we can have a designated fashion gallery at Manchester Art Gallery, and we can showcase the incredible costume collection to the wider audience of Manchester.